Okay. Um, Good afternoon. I am Nelson Coimbra. Uh, I am currently a postdoctoral researcher at the Faculty of Medicine at the University of São Paulo in Brazil. And these are the previous endeavor with the RCG Brazil, which we are based on training and education. So, okay. Those are my colleagues on RCG Brazil. We are an incredible team spread off the whole country. And we work into several projects considering the different activities of outreach in bioinformatics. So basically, a long short history. The RCG Brazil is activated since 2009 and reactivated in 2014 inputs from the community. And then in 2019, we create the educational committee that we evaluated the target and the needs of our community using the core competency profile of the ISCB. So we basically in the previous results we have several inputs and we address the question of how to identify the needs, how to deliver training, how to tailor these courses. We redivided the core competencies into domains that were aggregated into the same knowledge and used them to identify categorical needs and deliver training for the country. So in a brief summary, our activities in 2019 collected 217 participants, and all the collected inputs from the survey were based for all the projects that running in RCG. So globally, bioinformatics education, it's a grand challenge. It's focused on those that impacting the trainer, and those that impacted the learner, and those for strength bioinformatics over the long term. To mind the gap of bioinformatics education worldwide, the community of special interest in education developed the core competencies and updated in the V3 condenser that you could use in a straightforward to map your career profile, personas, and core and knowledge, skills, and abilities, and the core competencies. However, it's very difficult to use the whole framework, and there's a considering a slow progress in training and education, even for trainees to use the framework, and usually to identify common themes based on a wide range perspective. So the motivation of this work is to evaluate the previous result of RCG Brazil, condense it with the V3 of the core competency, the V3 version of the framework, and apply and elaborate a new survey and populate with new metadata and export and communicate in the conference. So sorry for that. We refined the core competencies into 7 domains knowledge that we addressed in this work that we call domain topics, which goes for knowledge in biology, statistics and data science, computing, ethics, use of bioinformatics, communications, and continued development in bioinformatics. And we addressed all these 7 topics in this work. So we made a research and development in a survey implemented in Google Form that we analyzed it on R using some package that we defined each one of the topics. We addressed the confidence score to access the needs and to tailor the training based on the tracks that we refined from ISMB and IX meeting conference. So we access the 21 out of 26 states of Brazil, which is considering impacting, consider the country size of and the magnitude size of the country. Mostly of the profiles of our community is academic profile. I'm sorry. And then we also access the career profile based on each one of the categories from users, scientists, and developers of the framework. Considering the domain knowledge, we also request the confidence score to access how to tailor a training specialized for each one of the categories. And to tailor the needs, we asked for the level of training for each one of the categories, developers, scientists, and users. And we also elaborate 14 tracks, so we could use those to make the training available for all different categories for the students. So basically, based using these results, we elaborate 2 more results, which one is an introductory course and the Bioinformatics Symposium, the Brazilian version of the Student Council Symposium. So the Bioinfo 101 was an introductory level course directed to users that gathered 126 students that run for 3 weeks. We mapped the course using the core competencies also, and make the auto-evaluation pre and before course, before and after course, to evaluate the advances in training for each student. Fundraising of this course helps to promote the Brazilian Student Council Symposium dedicated to bioinformatics and training, and also promoted open to 10 travel fellowships. So regarding the bioinformatics, the symposium, it was just last month in Salvador. We had a credible time with webinars, with mini course, 2 mini course, one for advanced level directed to developers, and one for intermediate level directed to scientists. And the keynotes that have a round table around the 20 years of bioinformatics curricula in Brazil. So those are some cool pictures of the conference time. Yeah. And we have some best presentation, best poster, and honorable mention for our students come from the high school that was applied for the symposium. It's really cool. And those are the organizers of the conference. And well, in the overall summary, we have this paper in progress that condensed all these results, that the 7 domain topics. The paper of the course of the Introduction to Bioinformatics, and the symposium in bioinformatics, the 8th Brazilian Symposium. I'd like to acknowledge the college, the Faculty of Medicine, the Instituto de Medicina Tropical, and Cabana and the COSI for supporting me, my attendance in the ISCB, the ISMB, and also Kath Brooks Bank, Silvia Costa, Rebecca Campos, Diane Kovacs, and Bell Hansen. So thank you very much.
Any questions?
Sorry.
Great, thank you. Interesting presentation. I'm curious, can you say something about what are the biggest challenges in terms of rolling out this curriculum?
To rolling out what, sorry?
To roll out this curriculum that you developed, these
This
core
curriculum
competencies.
development. So it's a challenge that bioinformatics, the individual arises in the field with different necessities and capacities. That's a motivation for us. And so what's drag me into the field? It's a passion for education. I have a line, it's a family line, and we are all a family for educators. And I'm a bioinformatician, and I could not step away from that. So I just landed to bioinformatics education at that point. So we went up with this educational model based on a train the trainer training that I had back in 2018, and we had this view that we could use the core competencies to map the community. And we've been together collecting inputs and brainstorm that we end up with this model and access the needs of the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think this is really cool work.
Thank you, Dan.
I just have a question. So it sounds like you've been really like looking pretty hard at the core competencies for ISCB and adapting them to regionality. Is there something that you can suggest sort of going the other direction? So like what changes do you think are there that need to be made to the core competencies as we like go to the next version of it?
I don't think it needs to make an order in the core competencies. The core competencies is a really powerful framework, but it's so condensed that it's hard to manage it. So new users using the core competencies can fail because they don't have the proper training to use them. So we addressed these using the domain topics. So it's easier for us. It was easier for us when we evaluate the course that we created. So we could use to map each one of the modules, for example. So by addressing the domains in the core competency, we could enhance the framework and be used to make a straightforward use of that framework for whole general, the global education. So the challenge is how to apply the core competencies for each modules or for each learning aspect of a course or for curricular, and this is could be a helpful way for that.
Great.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks so much.